Okay, let's see what do we have here. Puzzle number 25. Um, Now, this position, black is already rook up. I don't know if the mistake happened here that maybe the rook is on a1. But anyway, we have this bishop on g7 that would love to get to d4, right? So we have a knight on f7, rook on e4. So let's combine this for a decoy. I already gave you the idea, right? Bishop d4. So the first move is knight g5. Let's calculate that. Knight takes on g5, pawn takes, and then you take rook e3. Now, when a queen takes on e3, you have bishop d4 because the pawn is not here anymore, and then you are pinning. So you take on e3 and play bishop d4. So that's the end of this position. Let's see number 26. And this one is very beautiful. It is a real position for a decoy, and you should remember this position and maybe show it to your mom and dad. Think for a couple of seconds, and then we'll calculate together. Okay, let's do it together. So the outcome here is we need to take a knight on e8 and make a decoy. So first move is rook e8. Rook takes, and then we take bishop. We take the bishop, right? King takes, and then we promote into the knight. It's a fork, and then we take the queen. Now, after rook e8, if king goes to f7, then queen e6 is checkmate. So rook e8, and here we take, right? And then we take the knight. Very beautiful combination, right? And the next move is knight e7, so we ended up with a rook up. Okay, here don't forget about the rook on h1 because that's the piece that's going to make a checkmate. You have a queen on b3, rook on h7, bishop on h5, so let's see if you can combine those four pieces into a checkmate. Okay, let's calculate together. Queen takes g8, king takes g8, and then you play rook h8. That's a decoy move, right? Positioning the black king for a double check. King takes on h8, bishop f7, checkmate. So, sorry, not double check, just discover check. Check, and then bishop f7, discover check, checkmate. 28. The pawn wants to become a queen. We have to stop that. So how do we stop this pawn? We can just decoy the black king on g6 by playing a rook f5. Now, we are threatening to take rook f2. Of course, king has to take, and then after g4, it's check. So this gives us a time to play king g2 to take on f2, and then three pawns against 1 pawn can win the game. Here you have a rook on b2, knight on d3, rook on g6, and queen b6. We have a position for two mating patterns, and we studied both of them in mating patterns, I think intermediate 2 level. So try to find a move, and then we'll calculate together. Mating pattern with a smother mate and mating pattern with a rook on the second rank. Okay, let's see this. So first move is queen g1. Now, if the rook takes on g1, we play knight f2. If the king takes on g1, we could take a rook g2 check, king goes to h1, we can take rook h2 check, king goes to g1, and then this rook comes to g2, checkmate. So one more time, queen g1, king g1. We also can take with this rook g2, and then when the king goes to h1, we play rook g1, and knight f2 checkmate. So both of them are fine. So let's see, queen g1. And here, like I said, we can take with this rook, with a g6 rook, or we can take with this rook. And then this one is a little bit more beautiful, right? Because you have rook g1 and then knight f2. Let's see here, we have a bishop on c2, rook on f1, queen on h6. The king is quite weak, and also those pieces here are kind of blocking the king, so he cannot escape. The pawn on e5 is of course important, those kind of positions. So I'm sure you'll find the move here, rook f7. That's the move that's gonna attack the king, right? We are threatening queen h7, queen g7 mate. If the king takes, we play queen h7 check, and see, the king cannot go here to f6. That's why this pawn is important, right? Now, if the king goes to f8, then you just take bishop g6, and the next move you are threatening queen f7. If queen goes to e7 to block that, then queen h8 checkmate. So let's see that. Take. And here, and now we are threatening queen f7. There's no, we're also threatening queen h8 and queen f6 checkmate. So there's no move here for black. If queen goes to e7, queen h8 checkmate. Let's see the next one. Here we have we are targeting the queen on h5 for a decoy. We had this position before, right? Similar positions, right? So what we want to do is we want to position the king somewhere where the knight can check and take the queen on h5. Try to figure out the moves, and then we'll go together through that. Okay, so let's calculate. The first move is queen e1. Knight takes on e1, rook takes on e1. If the king goes to f2, then we would play rook to f1, king takes f1, knight g3 check, fork, king goes to f2, we take knight h5, and we ended up with a piece up. Now, we also have to calculate this, queen e1, rook e1, rook takes on e1. If king goes to h2, then we play rook h1, king takes on h1, knight g3 check, and then we take on h5. So let's see this. We take. Okay, and here we play this move. Now, if the king goes to e2, again, it's the same, knight g3. And the outcome is we ended up with a piece up. Okay, let's see then at 32. Now, here you have to combine those three pieces. Again, this knight on the fourth rank that is so dangerous and creating a lot of problems for the king. The outcome of this combination is a fork, and you are going to end up with a piece up. So try to combine the knight on d4, queen on g5, and rook on c8. Okay, so let's calculate together. Queen takes c1, and queen takes c1, and then we take rook c3. The queen cannot capture on c3 because, I mean, it can, but knight e2 check, and then we take the queen on c3. If the queen goes somewhere else, like queen e1, then again we play a rook c1 check. I mean, rook c1, pin the queen, right? And the queen takes on c1, knight e2 check, king goes to f1, we take knight c1. So let's see this. We take. And you see after this move, there's no way for queen to move somewhere because the next move again is going to be rook c1. Right, rook c1, no matter where the queen goes, and knight e2, and you take. Okay, let's see the next one, 33. This one is very nice. Don't forget about the bishop on e4 that you have to use. You have a rook on g1. This pawn can become a queen. We just have to make a decoy here. Okay, hopefully you found this move, queen h8. King takes on h8, you push the pawn to g7. King goes to g8, and now you play this cool move, bishop h7. king takes, g8, checkmate. So let's see this. You push, and you take the queen. Here, all the pieces are important. The outcome of the position is going to be, you're going to end up with a piece up, right? We had this position before, so I don't know if you remember, but we studied this in, I think, intermediate fork, this idea. That could be an intermediate 2 level. Now, what do we have here? We definitely need to decoy this queen, right, and win the queen, right? And the outcome is you are winning with a fork. So try to combine. You need all three pieces, right? So now you may ask the question, why not knight f7, right? Because that's winning the rook, and you would end up with a piece up. But the problem is that there is this move, queen d1 check, and I think that's what really black was planning in this position. Now, if bishop goes to g1 blocks, then queen goes to h5 check. If queen blocks, then queen f3 check. So there's a perpetual check there. It's a very strange position. The king from h1 cannot escape. You can set up this position on the chessboard. It's important you see this perpetual check. I cannot move the pieces here because it's the octopus. But try to see that perpetual check. Very interesting. So one more time, knight f7, queen d1, and it's a perpetual check with a queen h5, queen f3, and the white cannot escape the perpetual check. So first move is queen a8. Let's calculate that move. Queen a8, king goes to g7. Then you need to play this decoy move, bishop e5, because we are taking the queen. Queen takes, and then queen h8. So I'm sure you saw the queen h8, right? But first you take on e5. Queen h8 secure. King takes, and then you take on f7, and you take the piece here, right? Okay, so let's play this move. Now, of course, if king goes to e7, then you have a move like queen a7, and you take a rook with a check. So, and here it's important you enter this move. This is a decoy move, right? Bishop e5, setting up the queen for a bad position, and now it's a skewer. See, sacrificing a queen skewer, and you are getting two pieces and ending up in this position. Okay, let's see the next one. 35. This is a beautiful calculation. The outcome of this calculation is a checkmate. Now you have to take into consideration all your pieces, two rooks, two bishops, and the knight. Also the pawns are helping you for a checkmate. So how about I give you the first move and then you calculate. Rook h1 is the first move, and now calculate several moves to make a checkmate. Okay, so let's see this. You play rook h1, knight takes h1. Now we play bishop h2 check. King takes, and then this rook goes to h8 check. If the king goes to g1, of course we play rook h1 checkmate. But what happens if the king goes to g3? Then we play knight f5 check. King goes to g4 or f4, and then rook h4 checkmate. King cannot go to f3 because there's a bishop here. So we play rook h1. We play bishop h2, and then we play check. And here knight f5, and pay attention how pawn on g6 is also helping for a checkmate. So it is important to see all the pieces participating in the attack. Let's see this, the 36. So here we have two rooks, definitely very useful for the attack. Bishop on d5 for sure, very important. Pawn on f5, also important. Queen. So can you see if you can find any kind of attacking move here? It's kind of five move combination, right? I'll give you the first move and then you calculate. Queen f6 is the first move, and now calculate. Try to use try to use the rooks and a pawn. Of course, bishop is helping you. So let's calculate together now. Queen takes on f6, king takes on f6, rook goes to g6, check. What are the options for black? If black goes to e7, then we push pawn to f6, king goes to e8 or f8, and we play rook g8 checkmate. Let's see one more time. Queen takes f6, king f6, rook g6 check, pawn takes on g6, rook takes on g6, the only move is king e7, and now we have this move f6. That's the key move. f6, king has to go to f8 or e8, and then rook g8 checkmate. So let's see that. You take, and of course this is the key move, and rook g8 checkmate. Is there any other? Okay, there are no more puzzles here in this study. Kids, I enjoyed teaching you decoy. You may notice decoy and deflections are very similar. Those are advanced combinations that happen in the chess games, and they are beautiful for calculation. The way I would suggest you study this is go back again to the same study. Do not move the pieces. That's very important. Try to calculate. Try to write down the moves on the piece of paper so you can compare to the computer analysis. And then the other option is you can also print this if you want and do it double-sided. If you make a mistakes, like if you start getting red light here on the right side, do not get frustrated because those are not easy positions, right? It takes a lot of time uh, before your brain absorbs the positions like this. Those are like tricks, combinations on the chessboard that are quite advanced. So just practice and practice and practice. When you do like 200, 300, 500 of those positions, then you will see your brain starts picking them up, and you are going to get better and better and better. Okay, thank you for studying with me. I will see you very soon in our next lesson. Bye bye.